sweet pea little bumblebee, more than just a fantasy. Do 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 da da, do 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 da da. Hey everybody, Rocktimus Prime here, back with another video. Happy New Year! It is 2024 and we are beginning this year off with a figure that I thought I might do a scouting run on, but instead I'm going to do a regular, proper video. It's going to be Transformers Legacy Animated Universe Bumblebee. What was that? But yes, this is the Bumblebee for the Transformers Legacy Animated Universe line. And I gotta say, he's really quite cool. He's quite teeny, but that makes sense for what they're trying to go for. I know it's kind of old news at this point, but Transformers Animated is actually a really good show. And I've actually been rewatching it, and then I got this guy, so it just happened to work out. I just picked it off the shelf one day. I was like, oh, let's watch Transformers Animated. And Bumblebee is one of the cooler parts of that TV show, in my opinion. He does kind of get annoying, but when you stop and realize that a lot of Bumblebee's character traits in that were written for a completely different character, I believe it was Hotshot. I think it was supposed to be Hotshot until the movie came out, and then they made him Bumblebee. His obsession with speed, his kind of hotshot attitude fits more. But I'm kind of glad they came out as Bumblebee, just because this is a fantastic figure. And hopefully we will get a hotshot, an animated hotshot, but I doubt it.
Stop it. Get some help.
Coming in close so you can see some of the details. That's like the third time I've tried to say that. It's really, really nice, and I like the painted clear plastic actually matches somewhat to the plastic that he is cast in. Because a lot of times with painted clear plastic, it will be completely different. It'll be a different tone, but this matches really, really closely to the rest of the plastic. And it is kind of simple, just yellow and black or black and yellow. He does have kind of a backpack, but honestly, given everything that this toy does, transformation and accessory wise, I can forgive it for having the tiniest little backpack. One thing that I really love is this cherry light here on the top is actually clear. It is very much like a crystal color. It is very cool. The head sculpt is very Bumblebee, very animated Bumblebee, but not too animated Bumblebee, if that makes sense.
Right. Understood, Steven. Understood.
It's in the style of animated Bumblebee. He has nice blue eyes, the nice defined chin, the nice defined head crest, and the spikes and everything. But when you turn him around, like at the top of his head here, you can see the lining just kind of stops. Do I wish that kind of went all the way around? Yeah, because there's lining and stuff on the back of his head. That would be kind of nice to see that picked out, but anybody with a paintbrush or a detailing marker could do that. So it's not terrible, but kind of
Why even bring it up?
Quickly go over accessories, because he really doesn't come with a whole lot. He comes with two of these clear plastic boosters. They're like a smoky gray plastic, which, there's quite a lot of detail on them, but they're a smoky clear plastic, so it's kind of hard to see any of the details. I really do hope that like Toy Hacks or somebody comes out with some stickers you can put like maybe yellow markings on it, just so that they stand out a little bit more. Because as they are right now, they're okay. They're really nicely sculpted and detailed, but you can't see it because it's all in clear plastic. Next thing he has are his stingers. He does have two of these, one on each side, and yeah, they're again just clear plastic. But I think that having the stingers molded in this sort of blue transparent plastic with the markings picked out actually makes them more accurate to how they appear in the cartoon. Hello. That is the opposite of focused camera. You can give them to Bumblebee. You just have to fold down his door panel here and flip the hand around. Close that back up. Do the same on the other side if you can manage it. Why are you not... Oh, it wasn't down all the way. So you want to plug the stinger into the hand at that port. And it's kind of hard to do because they're on an angle. So you end up with it looking kind of like that. And, you know, that's how you hold it out. And it's kind of askew that way. But if you do that to both sides, you give him both of his stingers, you can bring them together and tab them in to make it one mega stinger blast. It's okay. It's a feature. That's a feature, not a bug. Get it? Because he's Bumblebee. He's a bug. Shut up.
This isn't funny!
One final note on the accessories, I guess, kind of. You can take the booster and add the stinger to it to give it kind of a rocket exhaust trail kind of thing. For extra bonus storage, Bumblebee has these two ports on his back that you just take this. Bumblebee has these two ports on his back that you just take the peg and insert and insert. So you can have his rocket jetpack kind of thing that he used, I think only in like one episode. One or two. Articulation on this little guy is actually really impressive. So the head is on a ball joint, but it is very, very stiff on my copy. So as you saw, I turn it and it more turns the rest of the joints on it. The only thing that's an issue with this guy is if you try to get him to look up, because his ball joint is so stiff, you have to be careful how you position the head and try to manipulate it, because if you don't, it'll untransform itself and just start like sucking itself back into the chest. So as you can see, that's where it is properly. Let's see if I can do this right. And then if you just want to push on it, it sucks it back down in like a turtle.
Am I not turtly enough for the turtle club?
So you kind of have to manipulate it by grabbing the horns and moving it like that, and that hurts after a while. It does. The arms can go down and they can go up, but that's more for transformation. The tops of them, this wheel section is on a hinge, so it can get a nice swing out that way, back about that far. The arms themselves can move back and forward, not a whole lot. You're supposed to use the transformation wheel joint as more of an arm joint. So the joint in here, though it's just a pin hinge, it can move like that, but it's more to be used in tandem with the arm mechanism here, so you get more range out of it, which I think is really clever. And then there is an elbow. It goes like that, and there is a swivel. Also, this can come up, but that's more, again, more for transformation, but you can use it for articulation. Getting everything out of the way, his waist is on a swivel. You get feet out about that far, so you can do a very nice Van Damme split. And they do have a thigh rotation, and he does have a thigh rotation. And he does have a knee joint. And his feet can pivot slightly. Not a lot, because this bulk hits up against the heel spur in the back, and you can't really get a whole lot of movement up or down, in or out. Now the legs, because of the way that they transform, I do want to say this, you can have a little bit of customization with this Bumblebee. As you can see, there are these little black tabs above his shins. If you don't like that, you can just fold them away and the shins will tab in just fine. So you have a little bit of customization. You can either have the shin up or the shin down. I really don't think it matters all that much. Let's move on to some size comparisons in robot mode. Here you have Legacy Animated Bumblebee. And here you have Legacy Animated Universe Prowl. That looks really cool together. I really like how they work together. Because they're animated, but they're also slightly more real world accurate than a lot of their compatriots. So I think they look excellent together, and I can't wait for the animated Optimus Prime. And I hope we get like animated Ratchet and animated Bulkhead, but we kind of already have Bulkhead, don't we? Kind of.
Muzzle your nonsense, imbecile!
Here he is with animated deluxe class Cybertronian Optimus Prime, because he's technically the only animated Optimus Prime I have. Here he is with Earthrise Bumblebee, I believe. I think this might be the Netflix version. I can't remember. But he is a slightly taller, though I thought he was actually going to be more like a Legions or a Core class when I got him. But and he's much more yellow. This guy's more of an orange. And here he is with Earthrise Optimus Prime. Just so you can see a kind of a scale there. This is why I hate bike formers. And here you have Bumblebee in his tiny, itty-bitty, teensy-weensy yellow car. I absolutely adore this thing. It is so impressive that that figure just goes into this tiny little thing. It is so small. Much like Bumblebee in the actual show. I love the light on top that is, again, a single gem of clear red plastic, so it actually seems like a light. I like the clear windows. That's a thing. The back end is pretty bare bones though. Again, maybe Toy Hacks will come along with a sticker set for the back, maybe cover up the windows. But other than that, I don't really know what else there would be to do for this guy. Like, he's a fantastic little car mode. I absolutely love just how compact he is. And everything squishes up so tight that it's just, the whole robot just vanishes inside this car mode. Now, one thing, the back panel can be a little finicky trying to get it tabbed in, because it has two slots on the outside that tab into either side of the arms, and getting that whole thing to line up can be a little bit of a faff. And the underside arms don't always like to tab into the fronts of the feet. So when you're just playing with them, just make sure you give them a nice good squeeze. Make sure everything is squoozing together. And that everything lines up as good as it can. There's a little crack in the line here. I don't really know how to fix that because I must have something mistransformed. I don't know. The rims and the wheels on this thing spin very nicely. And it's just, it's an incredible feat of engineering to get that robot to into this little vehicle mode. The way that the shins transform is they change.
Dull surprise!
Like, instead of going like this, they come out and then they rotate around and then tab back on top where the feet fold in. And it's genius. It's so good. I absolutely dig this toy. Now, where'd they go? There they are. The rocket launchers can go on the side, or the boost rockets. And they're alright. They're, you know, boosters on a tiny car like this. Again, I feel like if it was actually Hot Shot that we were supposed to get, he'd have a different vehicle mode, because this is very much a Bumblebee.
There is logic in what he says.
He rolls really well. There's a lot of ground clearance, which you wouldn't think of with these little yellow pieces, but they don't touch the ground. See? Onto some size comparisons in vehicle mode. Here you have Legacy Bumblebee, and here you have Netflix Bumblebee. As you can see, very orange compared to how yellow Bumblebee is. Cybertronian Animated Prime, who's not technically completely transformed. There's a theme. He's not technically completely transformed, but the problem of having a figure on display for so long is you kind of forget how they work. Here you have Animated Universe Bumblebee, and here you have Earthrise Prime, Voyager class. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Here you have Animated Bumblebee, and here you have Prowl, kind of. I completely forgot how to transform this guy. I hate bike formers. And here you have him sort of transformed as close as I can figure it. So, do I recommend Animated Bumblebee from Legacy? Yes, of course. Go out and get him. I think he's a fantastic little toy. Transformation is pretty simple, yet there's a couple of ingenious little flips that I was really enjoying. There's a bit of customization with the heel spurs. You can either have them out or not have them out. Doesn't really change the stability of the figure at all. Same thing with the shin plates. They have a little extendy thing. Take that or leave that, depending on how you want them to look. Like I said, the boosters are my only complaint, I guess, if we're going to use that word complaint kind of liberally. Being a clear plastic instead of a yellow, I get it. We didn't want them just a solid yellow. We don't want them just a solid black. So They gave them us in clear. They gave it to us, there we go, in a clear plastic that we could paint if we wanted to, or get some stickers to make better. So yes, I absolutely recommend this little Bumblebee. I actually thought he was going to be like a core class when I eventually, instead of a deluxe class, because he's even smaller than Netflix Bumblebee in vehicle mode. So he gets very small, and I just think the transformation, he's one of the ones that I've transformed like 6 or 7 times in the week that I've had him, just because he is amazing. He just, the transformation is very intuitive. You know how to do it just like based off of just messing with the toy, which is something that is not said for all toys. I recommend him. Like I said, there's a few places where you need to watch out for during transformation. The chest sometimes doesn't tab in on robot mode, but if you're careful with him, you can kind of futz with it and get it into the right place, because it does have a locking tab. But other than that, I think he's a great little toy and a great addition to any animated collection. This is my animated Bumblebee. I will not be getting the deluxe animated Bumblebee, because this guy is more scale accurate, he's more articulate, and you can just do a lot more with him. I think the vehicle mode's a lot more accurate to how he appeared in Transformers Animated. Every time I say that, I always want to say Armada, but that's me. So, this has been Rocktimus Prime with Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Bumblebee. Signing off, saying hope you guys have a good day, good night, whenever you're watching this. Take care, everyone.